Che. She's the vice chair of diversity outreach for Trump's National Diversity Coalition. Counselor, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. Como, for having me.
It's a pleasure. I know your background. You understand the problems with urban violence and policing in this country very, very well. The candidate you support has been silent so far, uncharacteristic of him. Why?
You know, what I would say to you is that we know that most police officers are law-abiding citizens. They get up, they go to work just like everybody else, you know, going out to make our communities safe. And then you have, of course, like in every profession, you have those bad apples that go out and they, you know, they give us all of us a bad name. We have those few bad apples that give us all a bad name. So, you know, like I said, most of the police officers that go to work, they go to work, they want to serve and protect. They want to take care of us. And so it's unfortunate that you have officers, some officers, a small percentage that are not following the rules and following training.
So how do you explain your candidate not sending that message out right now, not leading in a situation like this? He ordinarily has something to say when something happens. Does he believe that this is a problematic situation for him politically? Why is he quiet?
I believe that Mr. Trump, like all Americans, are waiting to find out what the actual facts are. I mean, this is an investigation, and you know the police have to do their investigations, and you know talk to the officer and different things like that. So we definitely have to allow the police to do their investigation and get to the bottom of this. But I do know that good police officers all around the world, as well as this family, just want to make sure that there's going to be an honest investigation into what's happening.
Obviously, Mr. Trump is making an effort to try to get more minority voters, specifically African-American voters, onto his side. Latest numbers have him at about 6%. Will it help him get black voters by saying falsely that the black community is in the worst shape ever, ever, ever? Is that going to get you black votes?
Well, what I'll tell you this is that, you know, a lot of black people are doing well in this society, but unfortunately we do have that 25% that are living in abject poverty. I'm from Chicago, and where there have been almost 3,000 deaths, shooting Chicago this year alone. And Mr. Cuomo, many people are out there eating poverty and drinking hopelessness because the jobs that were promised 8 years ago and 4 years ago under the Democratic rule never came. The investment into the black community that was promised never came. Better schools in our communities, it never came. And so, you know, there are people who've waited on life support, literally waiting for jobs, waiting for better, and it did not come. And so I'm not saying that it's ever, but what I will say is that black people during the civil rights movement were being, you know, there were problems with police, and then the schools were an issue, as well as no jobs, and it's going on right now in 2016. And so, you know, I would have to say that it's a general, you know, a generalization, no. But there are pockets of about 25% of the African-American community that are worse off, that are not doing well, that are starving, picking between gas and food, picking between whether they're going to dilute their baby's milk, whether they're going to pay rent, or whether they're going to pay child care. I mean, there is a sense of hopelessness on the ground. I am in the courtrooms and on the ground all the time, talking to everyday people, and honestly, there are black people, there are white people, there are Hispanic people who are poor, and they waited for help that never came.
Brunel, you paint the desperation accurately and very well.
Sure.
I don't think there's any denying that there is great need. On the facts,
yes,
it is not the worst ever, just about any way you want to measure it. And that's not just about debating facts. It's about what the focus is of this pitch. What is it about Donald Trump, other than saying you're in the worst shape ever, which just isn't true? What is he promising the black community that you believe is better than what you're hearing from Hillary Clinton?
Let me tell you something. Donald Trump is he's running for the presidency of the United States. That's the thing. We're making it a black thing, making it a white thing, making it a Hispanic thing. We have got to stop talking about it in terms of race and start thinking about it and talking about it in terms of America. We need jobs. We need better schools. We need investment in communities. We need that. And that is what he is offering. You have to remember, Donald Trump is the head of Trump Organization. And when you look into that organization, it is filled with blacks, whites, Hispanics, Arabs, Asians. It's different religions, different creeds. And so he's a person that has created jobs. He's a person that signs checks. He's a person that works on the bottom with the person who's doing the foundation as well as the guy sitting in the office. And so all of that, I think, is important when we're thinking about our next president. Our people, the American people, many of them are losing hope, and we need a champion in that office that will provide the jobs, that is looking at school choice, which is a big issue even in the African American community. We need investment in the communities, and so that is what he's not running. He's running as a president of the United States, not just black or white or Hispanic.
Brunel, Donald Che, thank you very much for making the case for Donald Trump on New Day today. Good to have you on the show.
God bless you, and thank you so much.
Yeah. Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. Great again.